What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, back with another World of Warcraft video for the War Within, and we are now 1 week into the War Within itself. Well, we're slightly more than a week if you play the early access, like 1 week and a few hours. So I want to take a look at my mailbox and do like a weekly mailbox opening to see how much gold we have made in the first week. This is something I do every expansion for a few weeks, just so I can show you guys what sells and how the market moves, and exactly how much gold I've made as well from that expansion, and talk a little bit about my plans. Basically give you a TLDR and an update on my current adventure in this expansion. So for that, what we have done here is that I have a couple of characters, but mostly this one right here, that I'm selling basically everything on, and I've been keeping my mailbox pretty clean throughout the entire expansion, well, for the last week, so you can see exactly what sold and the price they sold for. Now, I'm also starting this with 0 gold in my bag, so I just sent all of the gold that I have away to a different character. So we have 0 gold at the start, so you can see exactly how much we end up on. It is also important to note that I've spent about 3 million gold setting up professions so far. So in order to even break even, we have to get to 3 million gold, and I am not expecting to make a huge chunk of profit the first week, because basically what I've been doing here is leveling a bunch of characters, or not leveling, but setting them up with professions. So I've grabbed, for example, blacksmithing, leatherworking, alchemy, inscription, you name it, so many different professions, and I'm then spending concentration on those professions to get the gold back. And for the most part, the first time I spend concentration, I'm getting the gold back. The second time we start making profit, and from there on we just print profit every 3.5 days, which is when the concentration bar gets filled up all the way. So every 3.5 days we print a lot of gold, and I just did this yesterday. We printed about 600k gold in value from 4 characters yesterday alone. So assuming things sell, of course. So we have spent a bunch of gold. We'll probably not make that much profit in the first week, but we're gonna have to take a look at exactly how much. So for the first 100 mails, we have a couple of items left over, like auctions that have expired, and the auction house right now is down on the EU. Might not be when the video comes out, but it's down for now. So there's a couple of items here that I can't do anything with for now. Have a full bag as well. So in the first 100 mails, we have 789,000. Now at the top here, we have sold a couple of enchant bracers, enchant of speed. That is once again a concentration craft of mine, so 20,000 gold per enchant. I do 2 of them when I have a full concentration bar, so 40,000 gold every 3.5 days, only from that character, only from one profession. Then we have a apprentice crafting license. This is something I stacked up while doing crafting orders, and they're able to be sold. I sold them for, in this case, about 200 gold each. No, 300 gold each. Very close to 300 gold each, as we sold 19 of them. Then we just have some regular items that we got from blacksmithing or leatherworking, and then we have unraveled instructions, once again from crafting orders, and I sold them for almost 7,000 gold each. And that just gives me gold back from the crafting orders I do. So you can actually make gold from doing crafting orders by selling those instructions that you get. The apprentice crafting license, for example, increases skill points by 5, which helps people to breach certain benchmarks, sorry. And then we also have unraveled instructions. I think that's the 20 skill points one, which then gives them 20 skill points in a certain craft. So those sold. Then we have handful of bismuth bolts. This one was just a regular quality 3 handful of bismuth bolts that I made on my engineer gear maker. So that one is spec'd into professional equipment, and I had a bunch of concentration left over. We just made bolts with them, and 14,000 gold. It is not the highest value for concentration, but on a gear crafter you're very limited anyway, so I just took the gold. It's free gold anyway from spending concentration, and buying the materials for that was about 1,000 gold, so 13k profit right there. Going down, we can see we have enchant tool Algari finesse, and I am now at the point where I can currently guarantee these at quality 3 by doing a lot of degen stuff. I farmed about 1,200 acuity, so we now have all 3 blue tools. We bought 1 book for enchanting. We can guarantee this one at quality 3, obviously using quality 3 materials. Now when I do that, I make about 7,000 to 8,000 gold profit per enchant, and in this case we sold 6 of them, so 7,000 to 8,000 gold profit for each single one, and we sold 6 of them in one go. Now apart from that, we have a bunch of professional items like hammers, toolboxes, so profession tools and accessories. Now a lot of the cheap sales here, that's me skilling up professions, like for example blacksmithing, leatherworking, tailoring, and then selling whatever I make to try to get some gold back from the crafting cost, from skilling up the profession. So the cheap sales are usually the quality 1 or quality 2 ones that are being sold for basically crafting cost, just to get some gold back. Then we have this one, which was a high quality one for 2k, we have a gardener's basket, high quality for 6k, we have steelsmith apron for 3.5k, and you get the point. A bunch of professional items, and once again some crafting order items, a stack of pentagold reviews, 6 of them, 9,000 gold, 3 of them for 4.8, and the first mailbox opening, well, one more time, Iron Claw alloy. That's what I talked about at the beginning of this video, using concentration yesterday. So we sold 189,000 gold worth of Iron Claw alloy, which was, I think that was 4 blacksmiths that we did this on with some multi-craft procs. So I'm very happy about that. I'm very happy. 4 characters, almost 200,000 gold from 1 profession alone. Now I am spec'd into multi-crafting there, and we procced 1 very good multi-proc and several decent ones. So first mailbox opening, 789,000 gold. Let's just loot all of it and then see what's in number 2. Now if I had to guess, I'm going to guess we're going to be able to make about 5 million gold here from opening everything, and that means we are making about 2 million profit. But once again, we're gonna take a look and see exactly how much we make, but if I had to guess, I would say 5 million, which would be pretty decent start, to be fair, considering I'm not expecting to make that much profit the first week. The second week though should be better, hopefully. Even though prices go down, I also have a lot more concentration to spend, and we then are spending less gold setting up characters, so almost everything is profit, instead of having like 3 million of debt to pay before the profit. So here we have once again a bunch of tools, so profession tools and accessories being sold for various prices. We have boundless ciphers, concentration crafting made by my scribe, so that is 47,000 gold once again from 1 person's concentration, a bunch of profession tools, bismuth, then we have file of true sight, quality 2 by the way, just made these while leveling in alchemy, so we made those at the same time. Then we have the authority of storms, then we have file of true sight once again, authority of storms, crystal hide, crystal fused hide, that was a concentration craft right there, sold 2 of them for 12,000 gold, and yeah, a lot of profession tools and equipment in this batch. Only 300k in that batch, so that's pretty bad. We have to get some bigger values in the next batch, like later. Because 200k in 100 mails, that's not the best. Not exactly what I was hoping for. And we are on 1.2 million though, so it's not too bad either. Instead of refreshing, I'm just like walking out and walking back in. So the second 100 mails, we have 395,000. Taking a quick look at what's sold, it's once again a bunch of profession tools and equipment, and some blue items, selling for 2,000 gold here, 4,000 gold here. So blue equipment, like blue BOEs basically, they've been selling quite well for me. And once again, a bunch of professional equipment, Iron Claw alloys, once again 16 of them for 99,000 gold. We have the Storm Touched Wrap, 2 of those for 20,000 gold, Codified Greenwood, 2 of those for 17,000 gold. Obviously those are all quality 3, so I used my concentration there to make those. Then we were able to sell a Miner's Bismuth Hoard for 12.3k. And this is like, after this mail right here, I think some of the prices will start to go up again, because now we're talking about the early stage of the expansion, where some profession tools and equipment were selling for way too much gold. Like, I was able to sell bare bones quality 5 items that cost me a few hundred gold, maybe 1,000 gold to make, and I sold them for 30,000 plus, I think. So going back now, we have another 100 mails, only 200k, so just various sales here. Darkmoon decks, once again profession tools, we have Iron Claw alloys, profession tools, a bunch of tools, and alloys, and also the leatherworking. So for me, I'm spending a bunch of my concentration, I want to say about over half, maybe like 70% of my concentration characters are all leatherworking and blacksmithing. Blacksmithing has been doing really well for me, and leatherworking has been doing even better for me. So I'm just like doubling down on those, setting up even more. Now I have gone a little bit away from blacksmithing because alloys did take a dive in value. So I'm still doing leatherworking. I love leatherworking a lot. I'm still doing blacksmithing too, but I've started setting up some tailors to make cooldown crafting, so tailoring plus leatherworking. Now here we once again have Ironclaw alloy, a bunch of various sails, and also profession tools, more Ironclaw alloys, so once again concentration right there, and a Rothy Great Axe of the Harmonious for 14,000 gold. This is a blue BOE by the way, which you can actually flip. You can buy cheap on some servers, sell expensive on other ones. Now down here once again a bunch of profession tools. So the story here is that when it comes to making a lot of sales for like a few thousand gold each, which really adds up over time by the way, profession tools is the play. I'm selling, this is all sales from one server by the way. It is a high pop server, not a full pop, but a high pop, which used to be a low pop before. I went to this server because it was low to mid pop, and now it's a high pop server, and we are starting to open the next couple of mails now, so we're going to go back out and back in again. Now these 54 mails are once again, here we go, Ironclaw alloys and a bunch of profession tools and equipment once again, and Ironclaw alloys. So alloys have been making me huge gold so far, and going down here we once again have the Ironclaw Razor Stone, basically skilling up blacksmithing. Then we have, this is the crazy price I'm talking about, the start of the expansion. So we have Bismuth Miner's Headgear. This is super easy to make, and I made it for 13,700 gold. And Spinner's Amulet of the Aurora, I sold that for 31,000 gold. That is crazy, and I believe that is a BOE necklace with 364 item level, which probably had good stats as well, considering it sold for that price. So that's pretty insane. At this point we are now up to 2.7 million. After looting this, we are going to be on 3, I believe, which means we have now broken even. So everything we make past this point should be profit, and I'm hoping we have another 2 million left over. That being said, we only have 300 mails, so that could be asking for a lot, but let's see. Here we go, 600k in this mailbox right here, and now we're starting to talk about a bunch of BOEs being sold, Gardener's Basket being sold for 21,000 gold, 2 Boundless Ciphers for 56,000 gold. This was the early stage of the selling quality 3 materials with concentration. We also sold one of them for 28,000 gold, so we sold all 3, and that was one character doing 3 concentration craft, making me in this case over 80,000 gold, like 85,000 gold. Then we have down here Gardener's Basket, once again 21,000 gold, Miner's Bismuth Hoard 31k, Spring Loaded Bismuth 11k, Gardener's Basket 21k, a bunch of profession tools and equipment, which has been doing really well for me. So I have a video about this where I'm talking about a good way to make gold and consistent gold in the War Within, and probably the easiest one as well, and it is profession tools and equipment, because even now you are quadrupling, quintupling, and sometimes 10 timing your gold by making professional equipment and selling them. And it's such an easy market to get into because you don't need hundreds of knowledge points either. You just need to like skill up and put in the bare bones amounts of knowledge points, and you can start making gold with this. And you can also scale it up really easily by starting on multiple servers using the war bank to transfer items, and then you can sell on 2 servers, 3 servers, 4 servers, you name it. Now here we have a Miner's Bismuth Hoard, a Brainweaver projector, and we have Duskweave bag, a bunch of Brainweave projectors here, selling for a bunch of gold. So profession tools and equipment did really well for me at the start, and concentration crafts. Now we should have another 100 mails to loot after this, and I'm hoping for a huge chunk of gold there, even though I don't think we are going to get one, but we should be closing in on 5 mil. It's between 4 and 5, which is not that bad. So going back out and going back in one more time, this should be almost the final one. We have 482,000 gold. Over here we are once again seeing the same story, but a little bit different, because this was when I was farming. So here we are seeing a bunch of the 6 of Radiance, basically the Darkmoon cards being sold, right? that I was farming for, and a bunch of BOEs. Now, you will see a lot of BOEs here, so for example the Spinner's Hoop, 45,000 gold, then we had a couple of contracts selling, even quality 2 by the way, for 25,000 gold each, 95,000 gold. Darkmoon card Ascension, Darkmoon deck Ascension, I kind of feel bad for whoever bought this one, considering the price went to absolute trash afterwards, but 47,000 gold for one Darkmoon deck, I'll take it. And yeah, just selling a bunch of the items that we got naturally while doing a few of the farms that we did early on. Even Weaver Cloth, 1,000 of those was 38,000 gold. Dawn Weave, Weaver Cloth Bolt, selling a bunch of items basically. And then once again, a lot of BOEs and some profession tools and equipment, selling for a lot of gold. Now after this we have one more mailbox opening, and we're lacking a couple 100,000 I think, to reach the 5 million gold that I was hoping for, or my prediction on how much we're making. So let's see how much is in the final mails. So over here we can stop looting right about now I think, and we are on 4.6 and we have 200k. So we're gonna be almost on 4.9. So the 5 million gold assumption is not that far off. But here you can see once again just a bunch of BOEs being sold and a couple of Darkmoon decks, which once again I feel bad for whoever bought this, but at the same time I just sold. So there we go, that's all of the items. We are ending up on 4.9 million after 1 week of the War Within, which is not like 4.892, but let's round up to 4.9 after 1 week of the War Within, which once again is not too bad, is not too good either, and we spent 3 million gold setting up characters, so we are 2 million gold in profit, and we haven't sold everything we have made. We for example have this one left, which is quality 3, which are selling for a lot of gold. That's 250k right here at minimum. I usually sell them for 15k, not 10k. So we have that one, we have a couple of enchants, not even selling everything. We are still really profitable, and my main goal for week 1 was to set up characters, and no matter the cost, like both time wise and gold wise, just set them up because they will make me rich over time. Now I do have a couple of more characters that I've been selling a little bit of items on, but not too much. So for example, this guy right here is an enchanter of mine, and also was a gear crafter for a while. So we have sold a couple of items here, mainly enchants, that have been selling, and we have made 280,000 gold over here as well, which brings the total up to 5.2 million. So it really helps out, and now we are 2.2 million profitable, so 5.2 in total. We only have a couple of characters like this though, so I'm not going to go through every single one, but this one had 280k and has a couple of leftover enchants, so it's pretty valuable and good to know about. And then a final small character to loot is this one right here with 164,000, so that adds the total up to about 5.3, maybe closing in on 5.4. But basically I made about 5 million gold in the first week in sales, which once again I don't think is that bad. Could have been way better of course, but I'm only really selling on one server. I'm branching out to 2, well I'm trying 3, but for the most part all of my auctions, or I want to say 90% of my auctions, are all being sold on one server, because for me I just don't like the whole cancel scanning thing and spending so much time at the auction house. I would rather just play the game in, like, I'm setting up characters, but for me I would rather do that than sit at the auction house 24/7. So I'm posting on one server for the most part, and I have 2 others that I'm trying to branch out on and post every now and then. So most of my sales are on one server. Like once again, 4.7 million of the sales were on one server alone. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. I'm profitable in week 1, which I wasn't even expecting to be fair, and I'm quite happy about that. So my gold count is definitely going up, and I'm excited to see what happens in week 2. Now, if you want to follow along with my gold making process, I am streaming most of it, pretty much all of it, on Twitch, so you can come by and say hello. The link is down below. Alternatively, if you want my help when it comes to gold making, you can check out my gold making guide through the link down below as well. Now, this is a guide made specifically for the War Within, and contains War Within gold farms, gold making strategies, profession builds, and you also get early access to videos, exclusive videos, and access to a Discord community for gold making, where you can learn a bunch more stuff, talk to people that are like-minded, and just share information between each other in a closed-off environment where we can learn from each other and just make absolute millions. Now, Based on the feedback I've been getting, the community we're building here is absolutely insane, and people are loving it, myself included, and we also have the feedback on the guide has been really fantastic, so once again, I really want to thank you. I really just want to say thanks, and if you want to have a unbiased opinion on the guide, like, I think it's great, but an unbiased opinion would be going to the guide itself, through the link down below, and check the reviews, and then you will have probably an unbiased opinion on what the guide is, or like what people feel. Either way, check it out, the link is down below, and if you do get the guide, thank you so much. Your support really means a lot to me, and it's what helps me be able to spend more time playing the game and making more gold and sharing that gold, or sharing these strategies to make gold with you guys. So thank you so much. Either way, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. I will see you all again in the next video very soon. Bye bye.